staying with us. You're watching PlainSpeak with me, Shivani Gupta, and I'm joining you today from Ahmedabad. I was here earlier today to track Prime Minister Narendra Modi hosting the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese for the first day of the fourth and the final test match between India and Australia. Of course, there was a lot of cricket diplomacy at display. But we're not talking about that per se. We are talking about politics. Let's focus on the first story that we're debating today, and that, of course, is the Liquorgate probe. As this probe continues to get bigger and bigger, there are more and more names that are coming under the scanner. There are more and more arrests that the agencies are making. And that now the one big name after the Aam Aadmi Party's Deputy Chief Minister in Delhi, former Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, is the name of BRS MLC K Kavitha, who's also the daughter of the Telangana Chief Minister. So she's, of course, been named as far as this alleged scam is concerned. She's been asked to come forward for questioning. The BRS is fuming. They say this is nothing but political vendetta. This has become a tool at the hands of the ruling BJP to use these agencies to time and time again torture the opposition leaders, and they say there is a clear pattern that is emerging as far as the targets of these agencies are concerned. They're all opposition leaders. The BJP, of course, says that this is just the agencies doing their job. On top of that, there are very clear evidences and links that are coming to light, and the agencies are just doing their job. Before I get to what exactly this latest round of politics on the Liquorgate probe means, could this become the major rallying point, for example, for all opposition parties coming together against the BJP ahead of the next general elections? Let's also break down exactly what are the charges against K Kavita. So K Kavita has been named by the ED charge sheet as a key member of the South Group. Now, South Group is the one group that has come under scanner for their dealings with the excise policy makers in the national capital and also liquor barrels. This South Group paid at least 100 crore rupees in kickbacks, but kickbacks were also received by them. So the kickbacks for wholesale distribution license were given to Indo-Spirit. Indo-Spirit received 185% as wholesale profits, and these profits were revised to extract kickbacks from the Aam Aadmi Party as well. Now, it is also said, quite like in the case of Manish Sisodia, that even the phone numbers and the unique number that every phone has was changed. Just like they alleged that that Manish Sisodia changed multiple phones during a specific period of time. Now, the ED charge sheet says that Kavita changed the IMEI number of a phone as many as 6 times. Of course, all of these are charges which K Kavita denies. The big question that's coming up is, one, whether the opposition claim of a witch hunt is valid when its agency is doing their job, and clearly something has gone wrong and they have a lot of members part of this so-called cartel under arrest. No relief has come via courts. And whether this issue will end up galvanizing the opposition parties to come together against the BJP, because everyone is making the same pitch that we are being controlled via the agencies. Before we go across to our guests, here's more on the story.
A mega political face-off has erupted after K Kavita, BRS Chief KCR's daughter, was summoned by ED in Delhi liquor policy scam. Kavita was initially summoned for today, but now she's been asked to come on the 11th of March as she had a few prefixed appointments. But the knives were already out. According to the ED charge sheet, K Kavita is accused of holding 65% stake in Indo-Spirits, who got undue benefits due to the Delhi liquor policy. Sources have also revealed to CNN News18 that the South lobby allegedly paid kickbacks amounting to rupees 100 crore, which in turn was used by the Aam Aadmi Party for the Goa polls. But K Kavita and BRS has denied all the allegations and in turn has called the probe a political vendetta.
हमने ईडी को बीच में रिक्वेस्ट किया कि 10 तारीख को बकायदा, अगर 11 तारीख को आपको इन्वेस्टिगेट करना है हमारे घर पे आइए, अक्यूज किसी के साथ आपको इंट्रोगेट करवाना है तो उनको भी लेके आइए, घर में बैठ के इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर सकते हैं क्योंकि लॉ हमें सपोर्ट करती है. उन्होंने कहा नहीं, आपको खुद चल के आना होगा. When it comes to the original ED summon, we will completely side with them, support with them, because we understand the obligations of the government and the agencies. We will 100% support them.
They are using ED as a tool to harass other opposition parties. Even more strangers, even before ED sends summons, the entire local BJP will start speaking.
Meanwhile, the BJP has slammed K Kavita and BRS for not turning up for the summons. The Saffron Party claims that this is an attempt just to divert attention from the probe.
आज केसीआर परिवार ने हर दिन हमारे खिलाफ गलत प्रचार कर रहे। तेलंगाना में केसीआर पार्टी का, केसीआर सरकार के खिलाफ आम जनता आज आवाज उठा रहे।
Kavita was summoned a day after Hyderabad businessman Arun Pillai was arrested by ED on Friday. Even several opposition parties have echoed Kavita's claim of misuse of agencies by the centre. But is the opposition's claim of witch hunt really valid? Bureau Report, CNN News 18.
Let's go across to the guests joining us. RP Singh from the BJP. I'm waiting. Ravula Sridhar ready to join us from the BRS. Abhinandita Mathudia, Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson. And also R. Rajagopalan, senior journalist, joining us. Since we're waiting the arrival of our BRS panelists, I want to go across to the BJP first. RP Singh, you know, every opposition party today in India is saying the same thing. Now, all of them cannot be wrong, would be the argument by some. And if you look at the pattern of the people that the agencies are investigating, it's one opposition leader after the other, while there's absolutely no focus on your own BJP governments. Respond to that charge by the opposition and the BRS in this case.
Shivani, I'll appreciate you pick up a leader of the opposition, ask them to hire the best lawyer, I'll pay the fee for the lawyer, and let them take matter against any BJP leader in the court and get the court order against BJP leader and let the agencies thereafter prove that person. But just saying false allegation doesn't work. just putting false allegation doesn't work. Fact is, they are themselves deep into corruption. I have if BRS gentleman is here, two simple three questions. I was just hearing Maria's interview with the ma'am, Kavita ma'am. She said when she was asked about has she ever met Arun Pillai, does she know Arun Pillai, she ducked that question. She shifted to Sosodia, that I have never met Sosodia. I am again asking, will the BRS gentleman say this here on oath, saying that Madam has never met Arun Pillai, Madam never travelled with Arun Pillai, Madam never met Arun Pillai in Hotel O'Brien Maiden in Delhi? Let these answers be given and the things will be clear, because Arun Pillai has other way to say and he need to be confronted with Kavita ma'am and things to be clarified. What's wrong with it? Investigation is happening. And lastly, one second.
I'm going to take those questions.
Lastly, one second. And also, this investigation has been on almost now more than 2 months now. First time she was called in December probably. Now, in this period, they could have gone to the court and got the matter quashed. If there is nothing, they have not committed anything wrong, they could have approached the court and said, this all is false propaganda, false allegations have been levied against us, these are the evidence otherwise, quash the case. Court would have quashed the case.
Okay. I get your argument about the fact that courts are not giving them any relief, but I don't think the argument that you find the corruption, go to courts and get courts to act on our leaders, I don't think that quite works. It's the agency's job to find that corruption, and of course the opposition believes that there is corruption in BJP too. Having said that, that's not an excuse for their own corruption. Mr. Reddy from the BRS is joining us. Sir, I have 2 pointed questions for you. One, your defense cannot be that why are you not going after the BJP leaders? Your defense has to be that I am not corrupt. So the opposition leaders keep saying you're coming after me, but you're not going after BJP themselves. That's not a sufficient answer for your own alleged corruption. And secondly, there are serious questions that have emerged. They have to be answered. It doesn't suffice to just say witch hunt all the time. Mr. Reddy.
See, we are not saying, we only because the accusations are leveled against us, we are not questioning only BJP basically. We are cooperating with the investigating agencies. We are not running away. We are not evading answers. We are honoring whatever the CBI, ED asking us to, present for the investigation and etc. But why we are saying these are First, we say neither Kavita ji nor any BRS leader has any role in this particular Delhi Central and whatever excise policy case. That is number one. Number two, saying that because these cases are politically motivated, to prove their intentions, we are very clearly mentioning that at one end, you implicate us in false cases, you fabricate the cases. Other end, wherever BJP leaders' involvement are there, the probe agencies will either go slow, and whoever leaders joined BJP, completely the investigation will stand still. So this is the basic, activity BJP is doing today. And the selective targeting, that's what I'm trying to tell you from the day one. No one in this country understands what is this case all about, because this policy is not completely implemented. Number one, all losses are imaginary. Nowhere the evidence are there, and nowhere the money is found. Unlike in Karnataka, where crores of money is found, still the MLA is, went out of bail, got the anticipatory bail. Government could not find him. He was in absconding till he gets the bail.
Right.
And in the cases of Himant Biswa Sharma or any other leaders also, the same case. The probe agencies will not go to them. They will not call them. The investigation will not continue. But in our case, neither both AAP and BRS.
Can I just ask you though, there are very serious allegations as far as the South lobby is concerned. Surely Ms. Kavitha's name has not cropped up out of nowhere. The agency is not going to name such a senior politician whose family is in power in Telangana today without any connection as far as the protagonists of this case are concerned. She may not have met Mr. Sisodia or any of the other protagonists face to face, but that's not how it really needs to go down. Are you seriously saying that there is absolutely no connection, there cannot be any connection, and her name has just cropped up out of thin air? There are very serious charges of kickbacks here.
There is no role of her in this case. We made it very clear. She gave the answers to CBI. Now she will be, appearing before ED also. This is completely a false case. All the allegations leveled are baseless. There is no connection. Now South Group and South Group. Is there any company registered in the name of South Group? Many North Indian business leaders are working in South, doing business in South. Many South Indian businessmen are doing business in North. What is this South Group all about basically? To frame a case.
No, that's just about that's just about denoting that this is a group that was in the southern part of India. Besides many members of this so-called group, South Group is just a denotation, but there's many members of this so-called group, cartel, whatever you want to call it, people who came together allegedly, are also arrested. So it's not like the agencies are only going after politicians. Several non-politicians are behind bars, and none of them have managed to secure any release.
No. Just to create a feeling that there is a cartel, all these people have ganged up. To create that particular feeling, they are trying to name it as a South Group, and all the people have come together and formulated the Delhi excise policy. And this is a proper case of fabrication. That's what I'm trying to say. Intentionally they are doing it. There is no role of Kavita ji.
In that sense, your case would be very strong. Not just Ms. Kavita's, but also the case for all of the other individuals who've been already arrested as part of this so-called South Group. And that's my next question to Abhinandita as well. You talk about Satendra Jain, you talk about Manish Sisodia. They're not managing, one second sir, they're not managing to get any bails. They're not managing to get any relief. Courts are very, very, very conscious of, individual rights. They give bails and reliefs to individuals in many such cases where the agencies jump the gun. In these cases, none of your members are managing to secure a release.
I understand your question, and allow me 2 minutes to make a couple of points quickly. Well, you're right that we're not getting relief, but fundamentally what we are challenging is the allegations themselves. We say two things. One, we are pleading innocent, and the second thing is that we are claiming that we believe that there is actually very serious sort of vendetta happening, not just in Delhi but around the country, whereby wherever the BJP is not able to be successful, wherever they are not able to compete with the work of that government, either they topple the government, and in Delhi's case, they've not been able to do that, perhaps because of the huge majority that we have in the assembly, Therefore, there is a vendetta of constantly actually, pulling the Aam Aadmi Party down. And why I say this is that if BJP were really serious about, or the centre was really serious about corruption or about, misgivings or about financial frauds, there is ample evidence against many of the ministers now, many of the leaders now sitting in the BJP, some of them who have come from other parties. And BJP in that case becomes a sort of a sanctuary, to clean yourself up. That is one. The other thing which is actually more relevant to all of us today and to our viewers and to supporters of any political party is the kind of money that the BJP has pumped into Indian politics is shameful. And there is no doubt about the fact that, the kind of money that we saw being pumped in since the BJP has come without any accountability, you cannot actually access details on the electoral bonds, which are obviously going, to one particular party. They have obviously all the resources.
So I'll stay away from that debate. That's a separate debate we'll have. But Rajagopalan, I want you to add on to what Abhinandita has said. If you look at, for example, West Bengal, a state the BJP fought very hard in and didn't quite manage to uproot the TMC or, get them out of power. You have, many cases after TMC leaders. You look at what Abhinandita is talking about in the national capital in Delhi. AAP has been beating the BJP for a decade or so. You look at, states like Telangana. The BJP wants to make inroads there. Is there not a point when the opposition says that you're targeting opposition leaders primarily to tarnish their reputations and make inroads in those states? There's a pattern of that emerging. And do you think this could fundamentally become the fulcrum where opposition parties come together against the BJP ahead of the next general elections?
To answer your question, no. This is different case and my understanding is different. When they say that it is politically vendetta, vindictive, whatever that, in 2021, Shivani, in Gauri Apartments in Ferosha Road in New Delhi, there was a meeting. Arun Pillai, Abhishek Bonapalli, Bucci Babu, Gontrala, Vijay Nair and others, including Arun Pillai met. They decided to approach Madam Kavita. That is the charge sheet. I am having that charge sheet with me, and that is very explicitly saying that there was a cartel of 100 crore. And to substantiate that, tomorrow what Kavita will be confronted is cartel controls 9 retail zones in Delhi. And the zones have been given permission by the government, by Sisodia, by the liquor policy. Makunda Agro Farms, Zone 4 and 23, owned by Raghava Makunda. Organics Ecosystem, Zone 31 in Delhi. The company is in Hyderabad.
Right.
The Avantika Contractors, Zone 18 and 26 in Delhi. Kawo Gali Restaurants, Zone 2 and 3 in Delhi. So what is that? Aam Aadmi Party and BRS have a connivance to loot the system of state exchequer, and through that they fought Goa, they fought Himachal Pradesh, they fought Punjab. Mr. R.P. Singh Sardarji is sitting. He is also unable to understand one thing. I complain against Mr. R.P. Singh because he is not arguing the case very well. The point is, this money was politically used for Goa and Punjab. Can R.P. Singh deny that? I want to ask that question to BRS also. Legal matter don't give political twist. Who is Arun Ramachandra Pillai? Does he know Madam Kavita or not? That is enough. Because things are not good in
but
this
I can't
system.
quite solve that question here as part of this debate. You're raising very pertinent questions, Rajagopalan. The issue is the agencies need to find answers to that. The agencies need to make a very solid case. And when we see people in high positions or important politicians, whether they were earlier with the BJP or not, none of these cases actually reach anywhere. And that is why there is a question on the agencies, on the timing and the way these cases are pursued. They're not really leading to convictions. That's the issue. But I've run out of time. I do thank all of our guests for joining us for this very short debate today. We'll of course continue to discuss this in detail as K Kavita appears for her questioning as well. I want to move on to the second story where